Teenager doesn't think age restrictions apply to him. So this has been an ongoing problem I didn't notice until last night. There's a regular, comes in frequently, but usually at times I'm too busy to really pay him any mind. I've noticed him go into the casino multiple times. Our gas station is one of those that have a lottery room, but again, busy at those times, so I don't think much of it. You have to be 21 to even go in there. You can't just go through it to come in and out of the store if you're under 21. So last night, he and a friend, older guy I know is over 21, coming right before locking up. Like legit, we close into minutes. The team makes a beeline for the casino. Now I've only these two, so I actually notice that, hey, he's got a pretty young face. Doesn't look old enough. Sure enough, after an if check, he's not even out of the teens. So I make him leave after explaining he has to be 21 or over to be in there. Came in today, explained to my manager, her shift ends when mine begins over weekends, and learned from her and coworker he frequently sneaks in and lies about his age or says the owner said it's cool. Nope. Well, he came in later today, bought some soda, and I crossed paths with him on his way to the casino as I was heading out to the main floor. Explained he can't go in there. He says he's just leaving. I explained he has to use the main doors as again. Our store does not allow you to even enter the room to go in and out of the store if you're not 21. He just ignored me. So now I've got to keep my eyes out for him to make sure he's not sneaking in. Donna probs talk to my manager, cause if he keeps doing this, I think it's best we stop selling to him until he understands he's not above the rules. Edit. So I ran up to the store on my way home for lunch, spoke to the manager about him coming back last night and going back in. We've agreed that if I catch him again to inform her, and that I am to inform him that if he keeps it up, we will be calling the police. I DK how he'll react, but I know I sure as hell wouldn't want to risk the fines. Apparently they range from $500 to $1,000 just for underage gambling, and trespassing has a wider range, and potentially 30 days sitting in jail.
Yes, show me your ID. Anyone who has worked retail that sells alcohol knows that when someone looks under a certain age, you have to card them. If there's a group of people, policies vary from store to store. The retailer I worked for requires anyone holding alcohol to be carded, and anyone we suspect in the group that will consume alcohol be carded. Most of the time, people pull out their cards. Well, here's a case when someone decided to fight it and lost. Setting is a retail drugstore chain. I'm a shift manager. My front cashier calls for backup due to the line being long, so I come to help him. Towards the end of the line comes a woman and a man in a wheelchair. The woman is carrying a large can of beer. I ask to see her ID. She hands over the man's ID and explains that she's his caretaker, that she's 23. Explain that because she is holding the beer, I have to see her ID as well. She scoffs and walks off. I see her a minute later. This time the man is holding the beer. Explain that because she was holding the beer, I still have to see her ID. This time she snaps and, in a louder, angrier voice, says that the man has cerebral palsy and that she's his caretaker. The alcohol is for him. Again I explain that because she held the beer and she's the one handing me the money, I have to see her ID. Now, I do not doubt the beer was for the man, but at the same time I got that gut feeling she was buying this beer for herself. The whole time I saw the man, he did not say a word and barely moved. Now the woman is demanding to speak to a manager. Explain that I'm the manager. Then she demands to see our signage that says I have to card her. I point to a sign that says we have the right to card all members of a party. She then yells that they are not a party. She's his caretaker. I say you're a group of two shopping together, you're a party. She then goes on to ask the cashier if we have to card kids who are shopping with their parents. The cashier and I both explain that if the child is holding the beer, yes, which is why if we advise parents to not let their children hold alcohol. The woman keeps trying to argue that they are not a party. I keep telling her to just show me your ID and this will all be over. Then she starts screaming discrimination because the man is disabled and she's black. I explain the reason why you're both being carded is because you both touched the beer. You claim he's drinking it, but you're handing me the money, so you're buying it, and you're both under 40. This goes on for 10 minutes. She finally demands corporate's number and takes a picture of the sign. My manager never talked to me about a call from corporate, so I'm assuming corporate told her the same thing I did. Had she just showed me her ID, someone would have gotten their beer and everyone would have been happy.
Check out my other excellent videos.